Welcome to Anything You Want, the corner of YouTube where we slow down the spin cycle and give big stories the room they deserve. If thoughtful, long-form celebrity journalism is your thing, hit subscribe, tap like so more people find us, and if you want to turn applause into fuel, the join button keeps this kind of reporting alive. Some relationships in show business flare and vanish, others become fixed points you can navigate by. The bond between Çağatay Ulusoy and Hazal Kaya lives in that second category. From their earliest collaborations, audiences sensed a private tempo between them, looks that did not have to be translated, an ease that the camera could capture but never quite explain. They grew into icons along different paths while keeping a corridor of trust open, and fans learned to treat that corridor as part of the story rather than a rumor mill. As their resumes deepened, each developed a signature. Ulusoy, all quiet magnetism and shape-shifting range, can tilt a character from brooding to tender with a change of breath. Kaya, with her alert gaze and precise emotional line, reminds viewers that delicacy and strength are not opposites. Either one can shoulder a project alone. Together they tend to turn a premiere into an event and a single scene into a long memory. It is no surprise that their friendship became a canvas onto which audiences projected 100 alternate endings. Then came one sentence that made people reread the past. During a recent interview, Ulusoy said, "Hazal is an extraordinary woman. I wish she had married me." On paper the line is small. Inside the echo chamber of celebrity, it becomes a bell. Headlines multiplied, talk shows looped the clip, and timelines bent around 8 words that felt like a confession to some and a playful compliment to others. The delivery was relaxed, but the effect was not. Debate formed instantly. Was it a joke shaped like admiration? The kind of affectionate exaggeration old friends sometimes allow themselves on camera? Or did it carry an unwritten clause, a guarded admission disguised as humor? Commentators split, as commentators do, yet the intensity of the reaction said less about the sentence and more about the long history that framed it. When a friendship has been watched for years, even a gentle admission can hit like a drum. Social media did the rest. Hashtags braided their names together again, fan edits resurfaced early scenes, and comment sections turned into town square debates. One chorus applauded the candor, "We always knew they were perfect together," while another insisted on boundaries, reminding everyone that Hazal Kaya is happily married and intentionally private. They argued that turning a friendly tribute into a triangle risks placing her in a double bind, where silence looks like consent and response is treated as fuel. At Anything You Want we trade in texture, not verdict. People who have worked near the pair describe a quiet, durable mutuality, notes exchanged without ego, solidarity when casting politics turned sharp, small acts of loyalty when tabloids tried to draft them into rival plots. From the outside the bond looks simple in the way a well-made watch looks simple. The face is clean, the movement precise, and the complexity stays under the glass. Perhaps that is why one candid sentence felt so large, it lit up the gears as well as the hands. Let's pause here and talk to you. How did the line land in your body? As nostalgia, as private affection briefly audible, or as a spark that changes how you read their scenes forever? Tell us in the comments. We feature the sharpest takes in our next episode, and your participation genuinely shapes what we make. While you are here, subscribe if you have not yet, and consider joining our members who keep this long-form format viable. The power of Ulusoy's words may lie less in romantic promise than in tone. In a publicity culture trained to say nothing cleanly, he chose clarity. Praise, when delivered under hot lights, is rarely read as neutral. It is scanned for strategy or provocation. he left it unarmored. That is its own kind of courage, not the noisy courage of scandal, but the quieter integrity of naming what you admire and letting the sentence stand. Careers are long conversations with the public, and sometimes a single sentence changes the register of the voice that is speaking. For Kaya, this week reinforced an image already earned, an artist admired by audiences and colleagues who carries herself with steadiness even when discourse swerves. For Ulusoy, the moment added a gentler tint to the portrait, a leading man who treats admiration as daylight rather than something to hide in a pocket. Mid-roll break for our community. If you were producing their reunion tomorrow, what shape would you choose? A slow burn drama about parallel lives that almost touch, a sharp romantic comedy where wit is the engine and tenderness the reward, or a prestige mini-series where loyalty itself is the mystery. Drop your pitch below. While you are at it, like this report to help it travel, subscribe for the next chapter, and, if you can, join the members who underwrite the research hours behind work like this. What the episode reveals most clearly is the tempo mismatch between the human heart and the digital feed. Feelings evolve at walking pace, platforms demand sprint speed verdicts. A sentiment that probably grew for years as quiet esteem was judged in seconds by timelines trained to reward certainty. The healthiest reading may be the least theatrical one, a friend honoring a friend, drawing a bright circle around admiration and leaving it intact. Not every sentence wishes to become a plot twist. There is a private truth humming beneath the publicity. Most of us carry a map of unchosen roads, and every now and then we describe one out loud. Doing so does not summon a detour in the present, it simply acknowledges the path's influence on who we became. Ulusoy's words sounded like exactly that, an honest salute to a possibility that once existed and still deserves respect. The acknowledgement is complete on its own. The media literacy lesson is as instructive as the headline. Context is a magician, a smile rearranged becomes subtext, a pause reframed becomes proof, an adjective repeated becomes evidence. Watch how quickly speculation hardens into fact through the pressure of repetition, then notice how two professionals deprive the cycle of fuel, one by praising without calculation, the other by declining the invitation to perform. Without accelerants, the story cools and becomes less a scandal than a mirror held up to our expectations. As the noise fades, what remains is the sturdiness of a long friendship that has already outlived several news cycles. The best friendships are not only safe harbors, they are training grounds where character lifts heavier weights than ego. If this flurry leaves any residue, let it be the reminder that dignity makes better art than outrage ever will. We will keep following the work these two deliver rather than the shadows projected around them, and we trust the audience to reward the difference. Before we sign off, a programming note for the Anything You Want family. Which Turkish artists should we explore next with the same unhurried curiosity and respect? Whose journey do you want to see mapped from first audition to latest premiere? And where do you land after this deep dive, harmless compliment, veiled confession, or a testament to a friendship that refuses simple labels? Your answers steer our next episodes. Do not leave without subscribing, drop a comment, and if you feel like going the extra mile, hit join to support the channel directly. Outro time. You have been watching Anything You Want, where bright lights meet deep context and stories get the space they deserve. Keep your curiosity awake, keep your kindness loud, and keep the conversation going below. Thank you for staying to the end. Your likes, comments, memberships, and subscriptions are the oxygen of this channel. Until our next premiere, take care and stay tuned.